So we've just arrived in Lourdes and we are on the hunt for the grot. Some kind of cave. Look how they build here. They take up every available bit of land.
Located in the Pyrenees department of southwestern France is the market town of Lourdes. Prior to the mid-19th century, it was best known for its fortified hilltop chateau. In 1858, it rose to prominence for its apparitions to a 14-year-old Bernadette Soubirous. The apparition of the Virgin Mary informed her that a chapel should be built, and a procession formed. Thereafter, the sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes became one of the world's most important sites of Catholic pilgrimage and religious tourism.
We've said it many times before, doesn't matter if you're religious or not religious. These places are absolutely spectacular.
The area of Lourdes has been inhabited since prehistoric times, and it is believed to be the Quel Oppidum Novum fortress mentioned in the Roman Antonine literacy. Prior to the apparitions of 1858, Lourdes had a population of around 4,000 people. It hosted an infantry garrison, was a transit point to the waters of the barrage Courterette, Le Saint-Sever and Magner de Bourges, and a resting place for mountaineers. Nowadays, over 13,000 people inhabit the town, which receives over 5 million visitors annually. With our visit complete, we decided it's time to leave the hectic town life behind and head back into the wild to show Craig and Debbie what life in a camper van AVF style is really all about.
So what you can see here are queues of people that are making their way to the water that falls from beneath the sanctuary here. And the water also is provided through taps throughout the sanctuary for the pilgrims to drink, wash and bottle at will. We decided to wait until we were back at the camper van. So a very religious place, and all tourism is built on it. And we've lost our friends somewhere. They've disappeared into some of these souvenir shops. You can actually buy holy water here as well, which is quite interesting. What do you think of that then, anyway?
It's impressive.
Yeah.
The building, the architecture is impressive, as most big churches are. But yeah, and the story, I suppose, behind it, the reason it was built.
Yeah, and as impressive as it is, it's not really a pretty town so far. Maybe we've got to see some more. But it's not that pretty at the moment. What did you get? What did you get?
Fridge magnet.
So apart from the historical church and the fort at the top here, the whole town is just souvenir shop after souvenir shop. Real strange. Just not what I was expecting. Expecting something more, I don't know, chintzy. But it is just souvenirs after souvenirs. But we've had something to eat. We've cheated, saved cooking in the van, and now we're going into the Pyrenees. But the cloud level's dropped. There's a light drizzle in the air, so we won't be seeing much. But we'll see how we get on. Here we go again, setting up for the evening. So although this is a professional camping conversion, the only way to block the light out on the front is by putting external blinds on. So we're going to set up for the night with a lovely little location here. We've not gone up into the Pyrenees themselves yet. We're still quite I say sea level, we're already elevated, but we don't want to go up in the Pyrenees while it's so misty and cloudy, otherwise we won't see anything, it'll just be pointless. So we're going to settle down here tonight. I'll put the location on the map, but we're just trying to work out the best way of making the van more livable, because obviously you carry a lot of equipment like we do when you go on adventures. So it's working out the best way of squeezing it in the van so it's not in the way when you're going to bed and such.
Bonjour.
So, Lourdes, my impression of Lourdes, or our impression of Lourdes. I've gathered all the information off everyone, guys. We'd heard a lot of rumour about Lourdes, and yes, there's some magnificent parts to it. That church is unbelievable, and the story behind the church is also something special. But the town itself isn't what I was expecting. After doing towns like Morella and Trevelles and places like that, it wasn't beautiful, and neither was it, what can I say, it wasn't inviting. It was all based on that church. Every single shop, I couldn't believe it. I'd say 90% of the shops down there are exactly the same. Souvenirs, just souvenirs, fridge magnets, stickers and ornaments. Real strange. However, that's not to say that our taste isn't your taste. So if you're visiting Lourdes and you're going to cut across the Pyrenees on the road that Lourdes is on, then this park up could be absolutely ideal for you. It's quite secluded, and then it leads you into this pond area and a nature reserve that goes off around the corner. So a pleasant walk. The weather's not on our side today, which is why we've not gone up into the Pyrenees themselves, but an absolute ideal spot off, guys. Lourdes is a stone's throw from here, 4 miles, 5 miles maybe a little bit more, but yeah, so if you're making your way across the Pyrenees, the main road is just off in the distance behind the mountains, in between the mountains and where we are here. So yeah, it looks like it's trying to clear a bit, which is a shame because we could have gone up, but there you go. So the plan is the weather don't look too good for the next couple of days, so we think instead of going up on the French side of the Pyrenees that we're going to jump over the Pyrenees and then go on the Spanish side and have a look around some of the Spanish side bits that we haven't seen before, which would be pretty cool. And obviously Craig and Debbie, it's their first time here, completely here. But again, we was trying to explain how different it is to the Highlands. Now the beauty, and it is the beauty of the Scottish Highlands are the roads, because the mountains are almost on a plateau. Yeah, you climb up and down a few little bits, but then, you know, the actual roads themselves, relatively, they're on a plateau, and then the mountains come up from the plateau, if you like. Whereas the Pyrenees, the roads have to cut across the top and then back down the other side, so you can't do a loop sort of thing. You don't get a route. The NC500, as an example, is a route through those mountains and through the glens. Here it's not. The mountains are far too big for that. You either go over the top of them or under them, and then once you're on the other side you have to travel a little bit further east or west and then come back over again. So you go France to Spain, Spain to France. So that's a little bit different. And so with the weather being like it is at the minute, there's no point in going all the way up there today. But we will get up there and we will show them what the roads are truly like in the Pyrenees. What's going on in here then? Good morning. From a very peaceful location. So Craig and Debs are still working out the van, the best configuration to have whilst they're travelling. Because again, with that V-dub, everything's got to go away, everything. So they are a great looking van, but they're not very practical. Yeah, so when you're carrying quite a bit of gear with you, your chairs, your clothes for an adventure, everything seems to get in the way. The cupboard space is minimal. But these are all the things that are the negatives, I suppose, for small vans. But the positives are he can put his foot down and we've not even started on the mountainous roads yet. And I'm sure Craig will sit comfortably, shall we say, up Freddie's bum. Is that right? But yeah, Volkswagens are much more like driving a car than they are a truck. So we're going to go to a little village which is just up the road, grab a couple of provisions, and then we're going to head up and see if we can get higher than the cloud level. So yeah, just going to check over Freddie, check his engine oil, and then we'll be on our way. So with Craig and Debs declaring their first night off-grid camping a complete success, it's time to travel deeper into the Pyrenees, and I know of a famous road here with an ominous name. But first, we need to find it. So the climb begins, and it's quite hard work on the van, to be fair. We're only in third gear, so we have to take it easy, keep stopping off, and that's what we've done here at this ski centre. So Freddie's done good. We've certainly got a few miles up the road, and now we're at this location. I'll put it on the map, and we're stopping for a cup of tea. Over in the background there, loads of switchbacks to get us up and over them ridges, so that's going to be fun. And so many cyclists on the road, so many cyclists. But yeah, a few vans up here, a few will no doubt stay the night up here. It's beautiful, but we're going further up and further east.
So tea stop's over and it's time to tackle some switchbacks and yeah, make our way to tonight's possible camp.
And who knows where that will be, but there's a hell of a climb ahead of us, we know that for sure. Caught behind Venetian blinds. So we completely understand that watching footage of us travelling down a road is possibly not that exciting. However, on this occasion, put yourself in the driving seat and try and take in the absolutely epic views through the windscreen, whilst we watch out for the cyclists. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone. This road, the Col de Tourmalet, is a mountain pass in the central French Pyrenees. The name Tourmalet is believed to mean bad detour. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go. So come what may. In 1930, the pass became a road and was assigned the Route Nationale designation 618, and later would be downgraded to the RN 918. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep.
Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes and my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now.
In 1902, the first cycle race took place here, and since then, the Col de Tourmalet has become an integral part of the legend of the Tour, or more commonly known for its tortuous presence in the Tour de France, where the pass has been used to push the cyclists over 85 times.
Well, we went over the top of that last bit and the views have somewhat disappeared.
But the drop hasn't.
No, the drop is definitely still there. I'm not really enjoying the ride down.
No, it's quite hairy. We've got probably 5 metres, 6 metres visibility in front of us and loads of switchbacks here. And it's a very popular drive up here, so a lot of motorbikes, not so much vans and cars, but motorbikes, and unusually, or usually for France, cyclists. So yeah, got to have our wits with us. Craig's dropped right back like a good driver, gives me plenty of room to pull in for passing places and things like that. But guys, boy oh boy, anyone ever tells me about Hard Knock Pass and Applecross, anyone ever tells me about Hard Knock Pass and Applecross being, you know, hard passes, they're just not hard. This is a 2-lane road, believe it or not. They're narrow, but it's 2-lane road, and this is challenging. Love it. Hello.
Hello.
What are we doing?
We're finding a toilet. We have 2 campers, 4 adults, and no toilet between us. So this is a tour of the Pyrenees toilet system.
Yeah, which is pretty good. So we just stopped off at an air. We can stay here tonight. We yet to decide, but we're in this village. Can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it on the map. Ares. So yeah, we're at this location. It's an air. It's a free air on the outskirts of the village. So we're going to go have a little explore, see what there is, and maybe get something to eat.
Yeah, if there's any background noise, there's a river running down there, isn't there?
And
so it's a little
Craig
bit
and
noisy.
Debs as well.
Oh, and Craig and Debs as well.
So that's us, having had a quick look around this village. There's loads of little cafes, independent shops in there. But for us it was just really about the convenient stopover. So we've treated ourselves, for me I've grabbed a lovely coffee, and the others have had a cup of tea. And waffles. So it's back in the van now, and we're going to go and find a park up and stay overnight. And at some point we'll take a look at the van that Craig's hired from Kickback Campers. But in the meantime, let's get back on the road. As we leave this park up behind and start heading further into the Pyrenees, little did we know then that we're about to find one of the best public park-ups we've ever found. But first we've got to get there.
Many thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video,
please like, subscribe,
leave a comment and we'll get back to you. If you would like to support the channel, please consider buying us a coffee. And if you would like access to our newsletter,
our what 3 words, park ups
and photography locations, join the AVF memberships.
Full details of how to join can be found at
AVFreddie, or follow the link in this video's description.
or on our other social media platforms. And we'll see you on the road
Soon.
La la la!
Olé!
Adios!